Okay, thank you. So see the second example here. So when we say x plus 2 equals 7, you can see x plus 2 have two answers. X plus 2 can be positive 7 or negative 7, right? So x, so both sides minus 2, both sides minus 2. So you can say plus, so one of them is 5, right? The second one is negative 9. Of course, you can go put back to double confirm. Negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7, right? So you got 7. 5 plus 2, so 7. Absolute data is 7, right? All right, let's see the third one here. Third one is more, a little bit more exchanging, right? So let's absolute data not in one side, not in one side. So we move this 4 to the right side first. So both sides plus 4. This is the sequence part, right? Both sides plus 4. So you can see here, right? So here is 0 right now. Here is both 7. So 2x minus 3 can be positive 7, can be negative 7, right? All right. So both sides plus 3, both sides plus 3, right? So left side equal 2x. Here 10 or negative 4. Both sides divide 2. Both sides divide 2. Divide 2, divide 2, right? So x can got is 5 or negative 2. The two answers for them, right? So for the absolute data part, it's relatively easy. But actually for my earlier objective, I just tried to, for you guys needed to how to graph absolute data. That's more extensive part. Aaron, okay, you can leave now. I will send slides to you a little bit later.
Okay, bye.
Okay, talk to you later. Okay, so the next one is more important part. I want you guys graphing this one. Did you guys can graphing this one? This is one of the homework, how to graphing this one. And second one, how to graphing this part, this part. Just like this, well, right now we teach graphing, how to graphing this part, right? So how to graphing this one. This is the first in your homework, second in your homework. All right, let's move now next. So right now we move a little bit deeper part. That's why you guys can do these kinds of x, absolute x equal 3 easily. But how you find when absolute data have in both sides, in two sides, they can make it a little bit challenging for you guys now. Okay. All right. So we need you guys smart brain to do this one. Can you guys take your notebook, do this part, left one first? I think Thomas is simple to sometimes do super quick. You put some answers in the WeChat already here in the chatting area already. All right, can you guys take your notebook? I'll do this one now. If you learn algebra, you definitely learn this part. All right, so let's take your notebook out. You want to write down when I explain this one, okay? Let's see this one. That's super important and super funny one as well. Use your brain to do this, all right? Okay, the first thing first. So first thing, what do we need to do? We need to get rid of this one, right? We need to get rid of this absolute data, absolute. So how we get rid of them? We have two ways. We need to judge the data inside is positive or negative. right? Okay, all right, we say if x plus 2 is greater or equal than 0, and at the same time, x minus x is greater or equal than 0. This is the first situation, right? So we can get rid of absolute data now because we suppose this one. So actually, x is greater or equal than -2. At the same time, x less than, you can see, move x to the right, move x to the both sides plus x. Both sides plus x. So you can see here, both sides plus x. So here became 0, right? So here became x. So x here, 3 greater less than equal than x. So it's x. We can rewrite this part is x less than or equal 3. So we can do this part right now. We can graph in here. We can graph in here. 1, 2, 3. 3 here. -2 here. X greater or equal than -2 should be, well, here is the dark dot graphing, right? This part, right? X less than or equal 3 should be this one. What's the overlapping area? It's this area, right? So if x if was in this area, less than 3 and greater or equal than -2, they can met this situation, right? Met this situation. This situation means what? Means this part is greater than 0. So if x in this range means x plus 2 is a positive number, right? Positive number. So we can get x plus 2. We can get rid of this absolute value, right? And at the same time, this part we can get rid of here, get rid of the absolute value. So we build a simplified equation. Okay, so in this step, after we get rid of a absolute signal, we make it much easier, right? So we can simplify it. So move x to the left, it became 2x, right? Both sides plus x, actually. And move 2 to the right, 3 minus equal 1. So x equal half, right? So we can conform it first. Can we do conform it? So x here, x equals 0.5. So internal of this part is 2.5, right? So absolute is 2.5. The right part is 3 minus half, 2.5 as well. Is that the only answer? Maybe no, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so what possibly other answers? Maybe we needed to find out. Let's find out, okay? So this is the first situation. First situation. What about this one is positive, this one is negative? All right, so we need to say when x plus 2 is greater or equal than 0, but the right part is negative. When 3 minus x is less than 0. What this means? This means x greater or equal than -2 and x what? X greater than 3. X greater than 3, right? Move x to the right. Here became 3 and rewrite is x greater than 3, right? So combine these two together. Combine these two together. Combine these two means what? It means x should be greater than 3, right? If x greater than -2, x greater than 3, combine these two, it means x greater than 3. We can graph in this part if you're not understanding so well. Let's see here. So x greater than equal than -2 should be do like this, right? When we're graphing like this part, and 1, 2, 3. When x greater than 3 is this part, so overlapping area is right here, right? So x greater than 3. That's the overlapping area, x greater than 3. Let's come from this one. All right. So we say first part is greater than 2. So we get rid of absolutely equal like this. When we got this part, so equal x minus 3. Why we change this one? because this part is less than 0, when get rid of absolute value became the opposite. What's the opposite part? And we need to rewrite actually. Actually, it should be right like this, negative 3 minus x, right? So this one actually equal here, equal x minus 3. You distribute it inside, distribute negative 1 inside. So you got it here. So what do you found here after you got this step? You can see we can get rid of x. So changing the 2 equal negative 3. Is it possible? So it's not possible, right? So it's definitely this not make sense. So it means when x greater than 3, they have no solutions. All right, there's no solutions for this part. Okay. All right. So this is first situation. This second situation, we haven't think miss some different situation, right? Whether they are both negative. Well, we talked about it, both positive. One of left is positive, one left is positive, right is negative. We have still two situations possibly exist. All right, so let me clear this screen and save this screen first, and then clear it. So make sure you guys can see the notes. Okay. All right. So third situation. Let's go third situation. So this part is less than 0, and this part is greater than 0. All right. So it means x plus 2 less than 0 or less than or equal 0, both works. And the right part 3 minus x greater than 0. All right. So what does this change to? Change x less than negative 2, right? And this one means x less than 3. Because this one is, we can change here like this. Move x to the right, right? So it became positive. So we write x x less than equal negative 2. This one x greater than 3. So this result, when we graphing this one, you can see here is, I suppose 3 here, negative 2 here. Less than is this part, right? And greater than 3 is this part. There are no overlap area. So this situation not exist because you can see they cannot make these two at the same time make sense, because of x less than negative 2 at the same time x greater than 3. That's impossible. There's no overlap area. All right, let's go fourth situation. Fourth situation, both of them is negative. Both of them is negative. All right. So it means what? So it means x less than negative 2, x then greater than 3, right? We can do change. We can do these kinds of change as well already. Okay. All right. So you can graph in here. Still do the same. X less than or equal negative 2 is this part. X less than 3 is this part. So overlapping area is x less than negative 2. All right. So in this situation, we want to this part get rid of the absolute value. We can change it to 1. So this one get rid of this absolute value. This one became negative x minus 2, right? And what about right part? Right part became negative 3 minus x here, right? Okay, so it means this one is changed to what is simplified version, right? Simplify. We only need to is x less than negative 2. All right, so we do this way, okay? Negative 3 plus x, right? So we move all x to the right, became 2x. Move 3 to here, it became 1. So actually here you can see x got half. Also got a half. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Negative 3 here. Yes, x got a half as well. But x half is not in the range, right? Not in this range. So this is not This is one of the solution because we need x less than -2. But here,
I have to go now.
okay, Madam, you can. I will send this out. Don't worry. All right. See you later. All right. So the fourth situation actually is less. You cannot find the answers. There's no answers, right? So firstly, we get one of the solution is half. All right. All right. So there are only one solutions up to now, right? Okay, that's all for this one. So we find the four different situations that internally can be positive, negative. The right one can be positive, negative. We needed both of them positive situation. We're gonna have both. One is positive, one negative, and what left negative, one positive, or both of them is negative. We didn't find answers. So only one answers for here, right? Okay. Let's do this one right now. Let's do this one, okay? This one is even more challenging. Let me save this one, make sure you guys have it. So I clear screen. Let's see this situation. All right. So this situation actually, if you use the knowledge based on what we're teaching now, just judge the internal part is positive or negative is the first step. We try to get rid of the absolute value, right? Okay, let's see here. Let's see this part. A little bit challenging, but we want to know the challenge. We need you guys smart brain to work on this one, okay? All right, let's do this one first. We suppose this one was positive and this one also positive. That's fourth situation, right? Let's do this is the first method. I want to introduce second methods later, a little bit later, make you guys even easier to do this one. But the first method is very logically makes you guys more sense. All right. First, let's say this part is greater or equal than 0. All right. And also this part is greater than 0. Okay, so what do you got? So you can see x is actually greater than 3 here, right? Greater equal than 3. What about this part? This part. So both sides -2, -2. So you can got a 3x greater equal than -2, right? And both sides divide 3. Both sides divide 3. So x greater equal -2/3, right? So you can got here. So most important, do these kinds of math. Don't forget to write down what are you thinking. So you can check each step, which step is possibly wrong. Okay, you can bring you back to check this one. You can easily find out which step is wrong. So you can see match these two. Try to find out if these two have overlap. You can see x greater than 3, x greater than -2/3. So the overlap area is x greater than 3, right? So this is the first situation we needed to require. Okay, so right now we can get rid of the absolute value. So what is this will be changed into? Let me change like this here. So x greater than 3 is, of course, you can take this off. All right, so right now this part is also get rid of it, the absolute value. So right now it is be changed into what? Is 2x, right? 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1. So 2x plus 1, actually. 2 plus 1 here is -4. So you got x equal -2. Right? Did you guys saw it? got these kinds of equation. Find a solution of these kinds of equation. So you can see, compare this one. We need x greater than 3, but we got x actually is -2. -2. They are not make sense, right? Because of x great equal -2 and is conflicted to here. So this answer is not correct. Why? If you can put this back, you can maybe find out what's going on. Let's see, let's put this back. So you can see left part, -2 - 3 here is left part equal 5, right? So we want to check if they are equal, right or not. Right part, -2 here is -6, right? -6 plus 2 absolute value -1. So you can got what? Here is 4, so equal 3. So obviously not make sense, right? 5 equal, not equal 3 here. So -2 is not a correct answer. Not a correct answer. It's the first situation. Let's see second situation. Second situation, we needed, what possibly is this situation here? You guys know that when a positive or 0 or negative, we put a positive and 0 together, right? And the same thing to here is positive or 0 or negative numbers, right? They're positive numbers or negative numbers. So second situation is left side is positive and right side is negative. Okay, negative. All right. So you can see here is x still greater than 3. And right part, we can is less than -3, right? You can do this process. Do this process. Okay, let's. Do you guys know how to do this process? You guys, anyone have question to this part? Just let me know. All right. I know someone maybe just talk when you have any questions. Unmute yourself. If you have any questions, please ask anytime. So you can see graphing here. When you do graphing here, so one of them is here's one of them is x greater or equal than 3 is this part. And this one is x less than -2/3 is this part. There are no overlap area. So it means no x can match this situation happen, right? So it means there's no x exist can make x - 3 greater equal 0 and 3x plus 2 less than 0. There's no x exist. So this one is no solution neither. All right, so let's go third situation. Let's see. So we right now talking about first situation, both talking about this one and this part. We go third situation is x - 3 right now less than 0, but 3x plus 3 greater equal than 0. So you can see x less than 3, right? Both sides plus 3 here for this part. So you can got it here. And for this one, you still can got x greater equal negative, right? So it means what? It means x in this range. 3 -2 over here in this range, right? X less than 3 is this area. X greater equal than, here is the black dot, here is the circle. Circle that means not including. Black dot means including. So right now in this range. All right, so we can get rid of the absolute value now. So left part is became negative, right? And what about right part? Right part here is greater than 0. Here is greater than 0. So it's equal itself. Okay, so we do proper change now. All right, do proper change. You guys can do the proper change, right? There's definitely no challenge for you guys. So you can see this one right now. We move all the x to the left. Okay, -4x, move 3 to the right, -2. So x equal half. right? Half is in about here. So in the range. So this is one of the answer. So definitely you can put this one, go back to check length first. So half minus 3, absolutely, here is 2.5, right? Left is 2.5. What about right part? Right part here, 3 times half plus 2 and minus 1. So here is 1.5, 3.5, right? 3.5 minus 1 also equal 2.5. So it makes sense. So we talked about 1, 2, 3. What about the fourth situation? Let's see the fourth situation. Both of them are negative, right? Both are negative. Let me save this screen first before I screen, because screen is busy right now. Okay, the fourth situation, both of them are negative. Both are negative. So it means x minus 3 less than 0, 3x minus plus 2 also less than 0. So it means x less than 3. At the same time, x less than negative 2 over 3, right? So overlap of length, here 3, here negative 2 over 3, both of them less this part, so it's this area, right? So its overlap area is x less than negative 2 over 3 area. All right, so both of them are negative. When we get rid of absolute value, what can we do? So it became negative 3 plus x, right? So here internally became negative 3x 2. All right, we do proper change. So here became 4x, right? 4x put together. And here became 0, right? So x equal 0. Does it make sense? All right, so let's check it. Did I do something wrong or not? Berlina, you don't understand? Berlina, no. Did you learn this kinds of algebra equation? Linear equation? You didn't learn this kinds of variable equation, how to get a solution of only one variable equation? You didn't learn this part yet? No? Okay. Let me see. Let me send you some preliminary result. I mean, text to you first, okay? To your mom. Make sure you talk to your mom and then discussing if you are can continue stay in this class or not, okay? All right. So you can see here is 4x and both sides x equals 0. X0 is actually not in the range, right? It's not in the range. Okay, so let's no solution for this part. Let me double check here. Negative 3 plus x, here is negative 3x, negative x, 2, negative 1. So here I got the 4x, right? And move negative 3 to the right part is 0, x equals 0. But at the same time, they need to require x less than here, negative 2 over 3. So it means this one is not correct answers, right? So go overall, this one only have one of the answers up to now. We got the first one is the half, right? Okay, so that's a little bit challenging for the progress. You need to judge they are positive or greater or equal than 0, And if they are both negative, just like 4 different situations to get the solutions. But if you know how to graphing, that's the second method. Actually, the third method is use both side square methods. I know Thomas, I think maybe you mentioned about square both sides, right? In the chatting part. earlier. Square both sides, right? Well, I don't know what you talking about. A square in the first message here says square. Actually, square both sides is the third method. We don't go that far yet. We don't go that far yet. I don't. Hopefully, you guys can listen, can understand this part first. All right. I think that's all for today. I know it's the first class. We talk very basically about solution, absolute value, just like equation containing absolute kinds of data, how to get the solutions. A little bit challenging, So I will left the next slide here as the homework part. That's even more absolute value there. So that's more challenging for you too. You can see this part have actually 4 absolute value here. So I will leave this side as the homework. I didn't give too much homework, okay? Hopefully you guys can discuss with your family, mom and dad. I believe you guys, mom, dad is super smart. So if you still don't know answer, and talk to me, and maybe we can use sometimes extra time to explain this part next classes. All right, see you next week, and thank you for joining us, and see you next week, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Wan.
Bye.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
later. Have fun. No homework, only these slides. 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. I will send you this later. Not too much, just these 3 slides. See you later, guys.